Greetings from Trinitarian Grace International, also known as Grace Ministries at Rafa. We are launching a new platform today to interview folks that have been engaged with this ministry. They have had struggles with alcohol, drugs, and all kinds of issues. And the very first one who has graciously agreed to be interviewed is Daniel Nichols. And I'm going to ask Daniel to tell us a little bit about himself. And we're going to call this Come to the Table Without Chains, so that, it kind of lays the message out there that, you don't have to be worried about sharing. You don't have to worry about being, it's about freedom in Christ, freedom to be who you really are. Your identity is in Jesus Christ. And of course, you can read Acts 17:28 and also John 14:20, two of my favorite verses. You can read those. And it points out that we are in Christ and he's in us. And he is what our identity is about. But I've known Daniel for a few years now, and he's been very engaged with our ministry, but I've known him in other, in different types of relationships. And so I'm just going to ask Daniel to tell us a little bit about himself, and we'll see where it goes. Daniel?
All right. My name's Daniel. I'm from
Froze up again, Daniel.
with marijuana, and it's still, is it messing up?
It froze up again. Just go ahead and start over and we'll just keep it going. But anyway, just start out with, my name's Daniel. Just do that again because it froze up.
It's showing red over here for some reason.
That's okay. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. My name's Daniel. I'm from Gadsden, Alabama, and my addiction really started after my mother passed away. She passed away when I was 11, and I started experimenting with marijuana and drinking. And, a lot of people think marijuana is not a gateway drug, but to me, it definitely was. Soon after that, it led me into other things and controlled substances, various, addictions. And I ended up suffering for many years, going to juvenile facilities, juvenile prisons, and went to Bradford as an adolescent, and it followed me into my adulthood. So got in trouble again when I was 18 and sat in jail for a while, and then ended up finally at Rafa, and that's how.
And just so for people who don't know, what is Rafa?
Rafa's a substance abuse treatment center. It's in Attala, Alabama, and they're a nonprofit organization. I actually ended up working there somehow. I don't know how, but I ended up working there. But, it's in Attala. It's a really good place. They're a faith-based treatment center.
So you went to treatment there and then eventually worked your way into a staff position.
I did. I went to treatment, and I actually, when I was in jail 9 months before I went to Rafa, and I got to Rafa and failed a drug test. To the bewilderment of the staff there, they were like, "Wow, came from jail, felt I had to go detox, and detox experience. It's a new outlook. Detox. It's in Scottsboro. Met some great people down there." And they helped me a lot. And then I went back to Rafa. And when I got back to Rafa, I struggled a little bit at first. I had a thought about leaving. And I'm sure you remember we had our discussion there about me having it figured out already. I'd been there 24 hours, so I had it, but.
That was before I retired.
Right. Yeah, and I've stuck with it, and something just clicked in me, and things started looking up. I wouldn't say Rafa saved my life, but it gave me the tools for me to save my own life. It gave me a controlled environment, a safe environment, somewhere I could really
So is that that's where you became engaged with this ministry, right? We lost you there for a minute, but you're coming back on, I think. Speak now, see if I can hear you.
It froze on me.
Oh yeah, I hear you now. I just froze for a second. But that's where you became engaged with Grace Ministries, right?
Yes, it is. From when I was a client, I really, really enjoyed the services. I liked, I liked how you and the rest of the ministry viewed God, because up until that point, I saw God a different way. I saw God just, for some reason, I saw him as a punishing God. He was punishing me. When I was in jail, why God, why am I in jail? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? But that's not how it is at all. And that's Grace Ministries is where I learned that for sure. That God's not punishing me. God's not mad at me. The bad things happening to me are a consequence of my sin, a consequence of my wrongdoing. And when I got that, it helped me a lot, because I didn't view God up, like he's up there striking me down, which is how I'd always sort of seen him before that.
I can relate. I was like that too. And I think it's worth mentioning that your dad ended up becoming very engaged with our ministry too because of you.
He did. He liked the teachings too. He liked he liked the environment. Before I went to Rafa and started attending the services there, he wasn't really heavy involved in a relationship with God. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying that, but he wasn't really, that wasn't really his primary concern. And he started coming to church with me there because, as it's like an extra visitation for the clients that are there. And while he was there, he took a liking to it. He really enjoyed it. He got a lot out of it. And I feel like it's transformed his relationship with God too. He's a lot different. He's a lot different. He's a lot more happier, it seems like, so.
So Daniel, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been clean now as we speak?
Well, November the 8th was 2 years. So this will be 2 years and 2 months.
2 months, right at, a little over 2 months. That's awesome. That's awesome. And what is what's the old saying? I know it sounds corny and like a cliche, but it happens one day at a time, like they say in the 12-step program, correct?
It's one day at a time, and it will be one day at a time for the rest of my life. That's the only way I can do it, is live life one day at a time. I can't beat myself up over the past and the mistakes I've made in the past. Lord's forgive me for all of that. And I can't look too far ahead into the future and do, what we call future tripping.
That's our friend Paul Young, who wrote The Shack. He coined that phrase, and we just kind of borrowed it from him. We all like it.
Yeah. I have to stay focused on today, what I need to do to keep Daniel sober. That's my primary focus every day.
There's folks out there, Daniel's got the teaching that, okay, you're healed, Jesus healed you, God healed you, whatever, from your let's just say alcoholism, alcohol's legal. And I've known people who've been told you're healed. That's it, man. You ain't got to do that AA stuff or this LMA stuff that, our little program, or what's the other one? Celebrate Recovery, Addicts for Christ. There's all kinds of them out there. And I know guys who have been told, you're healed, man. You can have a beer or two. And I've had some guys who bought into that, and they tried it, and not one of them did it work out for them. And I guess the reason I say that is because, see, don't ever think, I believe that we're healed. We're completely healed. We are completely healed. But if I'm healed from something, it don't mean I need to go back doing the stuff that had me sick. Kind of like I said earlier today on a message I gave, some people, religious people will tell some that some Christian religions believe it's okay to drink and all that. And I'm not speaking one way or the other of that, but they'll say, well, you're healed of alcoholism, you can drink a beer. That's the same thing as saying you're healed of cancer, so go back and keep smoking.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I mean, it don't mean you need to go back and do the thing that had you sick. So anyway, I didn't want to put that out there for whoever's listening, that we support an ongoing maintenance program, so to speak. And I know you're froze up right now, but a maintenance program is just the main maintenance program for all of us, I think, is whatever your issue is, it's an ongoing relationship with Jesus Christ. Okay, you're unfroze. Daniel, you got a few more comments? I think I can hear you now. Sorry, folks, we're having trouble with the internet a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can now. Go ahead.
I couldn't hear anything you said.
Oh, no, that's good. I was just preaching like I usually do.
Do you think we should redo it or keep
I don't
going?
know. But let's just finish it up, and then after I look at, after I look at the recording, if we need to redo it, we'll redo it.
My phone's got better service, so I don't know if
okay. Well, we'll go ahead. So you've been clean 2 years and 2 months,
right?
But what are some good things that's happened for you? I mean, you came from jail, you went to treatment. They sent you from treatment to detox. You come back to treatment. You tried to run off for the first few days you was there, won't go into all that. Then you decided to stay. And then you completed, you kind of became like a star pupil kind of guy. And then you got hired as an aide and eventually worked your way up to being kind of like this number 2 guy in the program there running Rafa. So what else good has happened for you in those two years?
Well, all of that for sure were huge accomplishments for me. I mean, I can't really describe how special it was after going through the program there to be able to be an employee for Rafa. It was very special to me. I felt like I could give back, so all of that was a huge blessing for me. It really put my foot in the door to being able to start working again and being productive, gave me some good experience, and since then, I mean, I loved working at Rafa. It was a very stressful job, anybody that's working in the treatment center, it's not a piece of cake. They know that. And, I mean, it's a lot of stress that's on you. So I felt like, it'd probably be best for me to go do something else. So I'm a sales rep at Tile Liquidators now, and it's been a huge blessing, a great job for me, great opportunity. The Lord's blessed me with that. And I went from being homeless pretty much before I went to jail, didn't really have much, nothing, to owning my own house, so none of this, I've worked hard, but I know all good gifts come from above. So the Lord, he has blessed me so much with all this stuff, a great job. I've always had a supportive family. I feel like that's key for somebody in recovery to have a good support.
I lost you again, Daniel. Are you back now? I lost you there for a few minutes.
Did you lose me?
Yeah, there the last few seconds. I tell you what, this is fun. This is good for you. It's been good. This will be good therapy for you even if we do have to redo it.
Yeah.
I can hear you tell your stuff 3 or 4 times. I'll catch you and see if you're lying about anything.
Yeah, he's lying about that. Yeah.
But I tell you what I'll do, but Daniel, I really appreciate you coming on today with me and taking your time. I know you got other things that you're wanting to do today, but I'm gonna I just pray that God continues to bless you, and I appreciate your involvement with this ministry. You're a big help in all kinds of ways, and I don't know how you feel about things like that, but I've got my mind, be honest, I've got my mind on ordaining you as a deacon if you are willing to accept that here soon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's somebody that helps out. A deacon is explained as somebody that helps, helps out. And that's what you do. You do it all the time. So,
Well, that'd be one of the biggest honors I've had.
But just because we got titles don't mean we're not going to still have struggles and with that. But God is with us through everything we go through. Absolutely. And when you watch the sermon that I did earlier today, just remember, relax, chill out, and let it be. Thank you, Daniel, for being here with us today.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.